Namaste. Welcome back to Eternal Raga. In Sloka 15, three named warriors step forward with three named conchs. Rishikesha, the lord of the senses, blew Panchajanya, born of the five elements. Dhananjaya, the conqueror of wealth, blew Devadatta, the god-given. And Vrikodara, the wolf-bellied, the doer of terrible deeds, blew the great Paundra, enormous and unapologetic. Three registers of the Pandava force, the divine, the accomplished, and the unboundedly fierce, each standing behind the specific sound they chose to make. Today, in Shloka 16, the remaining Pandava brothers step forward, and the one who steps first is not a warrior at all. He is a king. Before we enter today's Shloka, if Eternal Raga has become your daily Gita companion, follow us on Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Podcasts, so each morning's verse arrives without searching. Now, let us turn to Shloka 16. The Shloka. Anantavijayam Raja Kuntiputro Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosha and Manipushpaka Shodash. Once more, listen especially to the first word, Anantavijayam, endless victory. Let us ask what it means that a king names his conch before his own name is spoken. Anantavijayam Raja Kuntiputro Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sughosha and Manipushpaka. Padached, word by word. Anantavijayam, accusative singular, Yudhishthira's conch. Ananta equals without end, infinite, boundless. The prefix a negates anta, meaning end or limit. Vijaya equals victory, triumph, conquest. Together, the conch of endless victory or infinite triumph. This is not a boast. It is a theological statement about the nature of dharmic victory, which by definition cannot be exhausted or finally defeated. Raja, king, nominative singular. Remarkably, Yudhishthira's title is spoken before any of his names. He is a king before he is a son or a warrior. Role precedes identity. This ordering is deliberate and carries enormous weight in the commentarial tradition. Kuntiputraha, son of Kunti, nominative singular compound. Kunti equals Kunti, his mother. Putra equals son. Yudhishthira is identified through his mother, not through his father Pandu. This is highly significant. Pandu died under a curse and lived in exile. Kunti, by contrast, was the vessel of dharmic lineage through her boon from the sage Durvasa, through which she bore the three elder Pandavas. To be called son of Kunti is to be rooted in grace received through devotion. Yudhishthira, nominative singular. Yudhi equals in battle, in conflict, in the midst of war. Sthira equals firm, steady, unwavering, established. The one who stands firm in battle. Not the fiercest warrior, not the swiftest, the steadiest. This name is his character made syllable. In every crisis of the Mahabharata, it is Yudhishthira's steadiness that becomes the moral compass of the Pandava camp. Nakula, nominative singular. The fourth Pandava, twin son of Madri. The name is sometimes derived from Na equals not and Kula equals family line. One beyond lineage, suggesting a quality that transcends his birth category. Nakula was renowned for extraordinary beauty, skill with horses, and loyalty. He was considered peerless in appearance among men. Sahadeva, nominative singular. The fifth Pandava, twin with Nakula, also son of Madri. Saha equals with or together. Deva equals divine beings or gods. The one who moves with the gods or companion of the divine. Sahadeva possessed the gift of knowledge. In some traditions, he could see the future, but maintained disciplined silence about it. He was the youngest and in some readings, the most spiritually mature. Ka and the conjunction binding Nakula and Sahadeva as a unit. Sughosha, accusative singular, Nakula's conch. Su equals good, auspicious, beautiful. Ghosha equals sound, resonance, vibration, noise. The auspiciously resonant, the one that makes beautiful sound. The name carries the sense of a sound that is intrinsically pleasing, not merely loud but melodically good, blessed in its quality. Manipushpaka, accusative dual. Sahadeva's conch. Mani equals jewel, gem, precious stone. Pushpaka equals flower, blossoming, that which opens. The jewel-flowered one, or gem blossoming. The name is almost impossibly beautiful. It carries the sense of something that opens like a flower and is as precious as a gem. It is Sahadeva's conch, and it reflects the quiet, luminous quality of the youngest and most inward of the Pandavas. Note that the dual form Manipushpaka encompasses both Sughosha and Manipushpaka together in the final word. The grammar of the last word deserves particular attention. Manipushpaka is in the dual accusative, and it serves as the direct object for both Nakula and Sahadeva together. Vyasa joins the twins in grammar as they are joined in life. They are distinguished, each has his own name and his own conch, but in the final word they are held together, a single grammatical pair, inseparable at the root. Step back now and look at this verse alongside Shloka 15. Together, Shlokas 15 and 16 give us the complete Pandava ensemble in sound. Krishna, Arjuna, Bhima, Yudhishthira, Nakula, Sahadeva. 5 brothers and their divine companion, each named, each carrying an instrument with its own name and story. 5 conch, 5 characters, 5 modes of dharmic being, all sounding together after the anonymous Kaurava thunder. The contrast Vyasa has built across these verses is now complete. The translation. King Yudhishthira, son of Kunti, blew Anantavijaya. Nakula and Sahadeva blew Sughosha and Manipushpaka. A king who names his conch endless victory before a single arrow is loosed. 2 twins whose instruments bear names of sound and jeweled blossoming. In the space of one verse, Vyasa has completed the Pandava roll call and done so with the same precise attention to name, identity, and instrument that marks every individual on the side of dharma. Each one stands behind their sound. 1. Shankaracharya, Anantavijaya, the victory that belongs to dharma, not to a person. Adi Shankaracharya opens his reading of this shloka at its first word, Anantavijaya, endless victory. He asks immediately, whose victory is endless? A warrior's victory is always finite. A kingdom won can be lost. A battle today can be reversed tomorrow. The history of the Mahabharata is nothing if not a chronicle of reversals. So what does it mean to name a conch Anantavijaya before the battle has even begun? Shankaracharya's answer cuts to the foundation of Advaita thought. Anantavijaya is not a claim about Yudhishthira's military prowess. It is a statement about the nature of dharma itself. Dharma, right action, cosmic order, the truth of how things are, cannot be permanently defeated. It may be suppressed. It may be driven from its throne, as the Pandavas were driven into exile for 13 years. It may appear at certain moments to have lost completely, but it always reasserts itself. Always. Because it is Ananta, without end. The cosmos is structured for its return. When Yudhishthira blows Anantavijaya, he is not boasting. He is stating a metaphysical fact. The side on which dharma stands does not need to be stronger, faster, or larger. It needs only to persist. And persistence is built into the nature of dharma itself. This is what Shankaracharya hears in that first word. Not the king's confidence in his own strength, but the universe's confidence in its own order. He also notes the three titles given to Yudhishthira in sequence: Raja, Kunti Putra, Yudhishthira, and argues that this stacking is deliberate. First the role, then the lineage, then the name. The outer circle of identity, king, gives way to the middle circle, son, origin, source, which gives way finally to the innermost truth of character, Yudhishthira, steady in battle. In Shankaracharya's reading, this is the proper order of self-understanding. We begin with what we do, we go deeper to where we come from, and we arrive finally at who we are. 2. Baladeva Vidya Bhushana, Kunti Putra, the mother as spiritual source. Baladeva Vidya Bhushana turns the full weight of his commentary to two syllables that might otherwise pass unnoticed. Kunti. Yudhishthira is not called Panduputra, son of Pandu, here. He is called Kunti Putra, son of Kunti. And Baladeva argues that this choice of epithet is Vyasa's quiet theological statement about where the Pandava force actually originates. Pandu, the Pandavas' technical father, died under the curse of sage Kindama before his children were born. He never held them, he never taught them, he never fought beside them. His name is their dynasty's name, Pandava, but his presence in their formation is genealogical, not generative. Kunti is the opposite. Kunti shaped the Pandavas through her own extraordinary spiritual discipline. Through the boon she received from the sage Durvasa as a young woman, a boon she accepted not knowing its weight, and which gave her access to the gods who would father dharmic sons. Her boon was an act of devotion and curiosity, not calculation. She did not plan to mother the Pandavas. She received the capacity to do so, and she used it faithfully. For Baladeva, the epithet Kunti Putra is therefore a shorthand for the entire spiritual inheritance of the Pandavas. Their strength comes from their mother's devotion. Their dharmic clarity comes from Kunti's rootedness in something larger than herself. And their willingness to trust Krishna, to stand beside the divine charioteer, flows directly from a lineage shaped by a woman who, from her earliest youth, knew how to receive grace rather than merely pursue power. Baladeva draws a line directly from Kunti's boon to Arjuna's receptivity to the Gita. It is not an accident that Arjuna, her son, becomes the vessel for the Bhagavad Gita. He was prepared for reception from before his birth. And the name Kunti Putra, placed in this verse, is Vyasa's reminder of that deep root. 3. Abhinavagupta and Ramanuja, the twins and the aesthetics of completion. Abhinavagupta, writing through the lens of Kashmiri Shaivism and its rich tradition of aesthetic philosophy, finds in the naming of the twins conchs, Sughosha and Manipushpaka, a moment of extraordinary beauty within the martial context. Sughosha, auspicious sound. Manipushpaka, jewel flower. Consider what these names carry alongside Panchajanya, Devadatta, Paundra, and Anantavijaya. The Pandava conchs together cover the full range of aesthetic register, the cosmic and elemental, the received and divine, the immense and earthbound, the infinite and victorious, the melodically beautiful and the gem bright. Nothing is missing. No register is unrepresented. The Pandava ensemble is complete not only militarily but aesthetically. It covers the full spectrum of what sacred sound can be. Abhinavagupta's philosophy of rasa teaches that a complete aesthetic experience must resonate across multiple registers simultaneously. It must carry the sublime and the delicate, the vast and the intricate, the powerful and the tender, all at once. The Pandava conch ensemble achieves precisely this. And the twins, with their names of beautiful sound and jeweled blossoming, provide what the earlier conchs could not: the note of refinement, of quiet beauty, of the sacred expressed not through power or victory, but through the sheer quality of the sound itself. Abhinavagupta also reads the twins' dual grammar held together in that final compound Manipushpaka as Vyasa's recognition of a specific kind of spiritual relationship. The twins are not identical. Nakula has beauty and horsemanship. Sahadeva has foresight and wisdom. But they move together, act together, and are grammatically joined. They embody the teaching that genuine complementarity, two beings so different in gift yet so unified in purpose, is itself a form of the sacred. Their twinship is not sameness. It is the harmony of distinct notes held in the same chord. Ramanuja notes that the completion of the Pandava roll call across slokas 15 and 16 is Vyasa's structural fulfillment of a promise made implicitly in Shloka 13. Where the Kauravas sounded as an unnamed, undifferentiated mass, Abhyahanyanta, they were struck, passive and collective. The Pandavas respond as 6 named individuals, each sounding a named instrument, each traceable, each accountable. Ramanuja sees in this contrast the heart of the dharmic difference between the two sides. Not strength, but selfhood. Not quantity, but the quality of individual responsibility. We have just completed the full Pandava roll call. 6 warriors, 6 named conchs, 6 modes of dharmic presence. If this kind of depth is what brings you back each morning, follow Eternal Raga on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Each shloka is waiting. Modern day parallels. 1. The name you give your work. Yudhishthira names his conch Anantavijaya, endless victory, before the first arrow is released. This act of naming is not hubris, it is clarity. It is the declaration of a principle that will guide every choice made in the course of the work that follows. Consider what it would mean to name the work you are doing right now. Not to brand it or market it, but to name it for yourself in the privacy of your own understanding. What principle does it carry? What is it in service of that cannot be finally defeated? Even if this particular effort fails, even if this specific venture collapses, even if you do not live to see the outcome you imagined. Yudhishthira does not name his conch my victory, or Kuru victory, or even this battle's victory. He names it Ananta, endless. He is fighting for something that exceeds his own life and the outcome of this particular war. The Gita will later teach through Krishna's voice that action without attachment to outcome is the highest form of karma yoga. Yudhishthira performs that yoga in the simple act of naming his instrument. He plays for dharma, not for the score. 2. Kunti's children. What we inherit from the one who shaped our capacity to receive. Baladeva's insight about Kunti Putra opens a question that reaches into every life. Whose capacity for grace did you inherit? Not whose ambition, not whose discipline or competitive drive, but whose capacity to receive, to be open, to be moved, to let something larger than the self work through you. For most of us, this question leads not to a famous spiritual lineage, but to someone far quieter, a grandmother who prayed, a father who listened more than he spoke, a teacher who saw something in you before you saw it in yourself, a friend whose presence somehow made you more honest, more generous, more willing to try again after failure. Someone whose influence was not primarily instructional, but relational. Someone who shaped not what you know, but how you receive. The Pandavas are the sons of Pandu by name and the sons of gods by birth, but they are Kunti's children in the way that matters most, in their capacity for dharmic receptivity, for the kind of openness that allows a divine charioteer to speak and a human archer to truly hear. Whose Kunti shaped you? And have you named that inheritance, honored it, consciously carried it forward, the way Vyasa names it here, quietly and precisely, in the midst of a roll call of warriors? Today's reflection. Take this into the quieter hours of your day. Let it find its moment. What is the Anantavijaya of my life? The principle I am fighting for that cannot be finally defeated, even if this particular effort fails. And who was my Kunti? The one who shaped not my strength, but my capacity to receive what strength alone cannot provide. You may find that you have never named either. That is not a failure. That is precisely where today's Sloka meets you. The act of naming these things, quietly, honestly, for no audience but yourself, is itself a form of dharmic practice. It is what the Pandavas do with their conchs. They name them. They stand behind the sound. And they blow. Coming up next, Shloka 17. In Shloka 17, the great archers of the supporting Pandava force step forward. Kashi Raja, Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virata, and the unconquered Satyaki. These are not the five brothers. These are the allies, the kings, the generals, the warriors who chose the side of dharma, not because they were born to it, but because they decided. We will explore what it means to choose dharma from the outside and what the Gita has to say about the warriors who do not inherit a cause but elect it. Join me for episode 17 of Eternal Raga's Bhagavad Gita series. Thank you for walking with me through this verse today. Thank you for sitting with Yudhishthira's quiet declaration, with Kunti's hidden presence in her sons, with the beauty of two twins holding their jewel-flowered and auspiciously resonant instruments to their lips. This is the Gita's great generosity. It gives us warriors who are also people, conchs that are also philosophies, names that are also maps of character. If Eternal Raga has become part of your mornings, share it with one person who might be ready for it. And a review on Apple or Amazon Podcasts or Spotify, however briefly worded, helps others find their way to this space, one shloka at a time. Until Shloka 17, may you know the name of the principle you are fighting for. May you carry forward the grace of the one who shaped your capacity to receive. And may your conch, whatever sound you make in the world, be one that points unmistakably toward the endless. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Eternal Raga, where wisdom meets peace.